Welcome back to the Twisted Worlds. We're continuing on with Talis' adventure. And to be honest, I'm not in the best headspace right now for this. So it might be a bit slower or quicker or whatever than usual because, yeah, hell of a week mentally. Just worn out. But I gotta do what I gotta do. And yeah, roll of the dice is chaotic, but none more so than the algorithm. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment, all that stuff. Anyway, let's get to it. The night is calm, but not for Talis as she chases a shrouded figure throughout the night. It is all but calm, tailing the figure through the city. Talis traverses the city through alleys and streets and even the rooftops. But as they reach the end of the rooftops, the figure leaps into the dark. As Talis catches up, the figure disappeared without a trace. Frustrated, Talis curses. She withdraws back to the gruesome crime scene, eager to stop this killer. Okay. I also had a look on how my villains are connected to calamities. And if you include Gorder's adventure with what Talis has been through so far, there's only one calamity left that this villain is connected to. Which is hilarious to me. Statistical probability of that is fairly low with how the system works, so. I've got. Oh. I've got a good mindset of where it will go ish. So, yeah, let's see. As Talis returns to the crime scene, she notices Father Ignatius and the three sisters, Mari, Beatrice, and Eileen. Father, Captain, this is truly horrifying. Have you had a good look at the bodies? Similar wounds on as the last one, but don't know. I don't know who or what could do this. Be strong, Father. We'll get to the bottom of this. Father Ignatius looks at the bodies. We have a relic in the church. It might have something to do with this. I'm not sure. That's the only reason why I'd see crescents everywhere. A relic? Twin plates of harmony. They keep the world in balance. From the earth below to the heavens above. Alright. Time security with the church. Yes, ma'am. So tell me, what do you know of the bodies? It is unfortunate. They're cut so precisely clean. It's like someone has done this before. And worse yet, they seem to have a penchant for murder. I've never seen anything like this. He grips the rosary around in his hands tightly. All right. Thank you for your knowledge, Father. Peace be with you, child. Thalia comes up. Ma'am. We examine the scene. There's nothing out of the ordinary other than, well, just... chaos. Nothing out of the ordinary, really. I wonder. Keep patrols tight in the city. I'm heading to the church. Ma'am. Talis enters the church. Three women have a stack of books ready. Oh, Captain. Father Ignatius figured you wanted to learn more about the plates. So we brought all the texts we have on them. Says Maureen. We just ask that you do not remove them from the premises. These are holy texts after all. Beatrice says. The sacred works should be well known to all who wish to read them, says Eileen. Talis begins reading through the books. Alright. There's 5 books in total. That first one didn't have any useful information. She learned that the twin plates of harmony were made similarly to look like the sun and the moon. made from a strong material, much like adamantite or mithril. She learns that the plates can fit together perfectly, but it's only done in ritual. She also learns the important fact that in this ritual, it is a binding to keep a threat at bay. However, if done in reverse, it can undo those shackles. Whether this is true or not remains to be seen. But what remains is simple. Unsure of what to do. Talis has learned the information relevant to the plates, but doesn't seem close to solving the murder. Whether this is just a coincidence or not, that is up to her to find out. Talis is now pondering. Daybreak appears. Father Ignatius comes out of the undercroft of the church. Father, here is a report on the wounds on the bodies. Thank you. Now all that's left Talis takes the report with her. She heads out, goes back to the crime scene. She makes her way over to where she had lost the hooded figure. She searches around for clues. Fails to spot anything of great note. But she looks around even further. It is there she finds something interesting. A cloak. The very same cloak that is used, that the hooded figure had. Underneath it, a dripping pool of blood. Talis calls a couple of guards and Thalia to her. As they approach, they examine it. Talis also investigates it. As she does, she can narrow down her guesses on who the killer would be. This cloak is the perfect fit for someone who's human-sized. Too small for an orc body, too big for a dwarf or halfling, but the perfect size from someone who's at least part human, and is heavily on human features. So at least she knows the general race of the killer. But she doesn't know what the killer's purpose is. Talis goes over the notes in her hand. Trying to figure out. What kind of blade would do this. She ponders this. She moves to the south end of the city during the day. Part of a patrol. As she moves about the city, the southern side of the city. She spots someone strange. An unusual sight. A goblin selling wares. Most of the times goblins are treated as enemies, but some of them have been known to be friendly. This one goblin in particular selling interesting bits and bobs and potions and whatnot. As she approaches, the goblin stiffens up and salutes. Oh, hello, guard. And you are Visilix. I just got into town recently. I have my trader's pass and everything, ma'am. At ease. When did you get into town? Just yesterday. Talis thinks. Very well. Uh, might I ask? The guards seem on edge, ma'am. And a lot of the people, they don't seem very energetic. And quickly moving about. Not to pry or anything, ma'am, but, something wrong? There's a string of crimes going around. It's not affected the south part of the city as of yet, but still has people on edge. I see. Well, if you need any help with the investigation, I am perfectly willing to cooperate. I'll give you a massive discount on everything. Some people might say I'm trying to profit from misfortune, but I still have to make a living. Even if I'm completely willing to help and all. Talis thinks for a second. She looks over his wares. A lot of oddities here and there. She notices a few spell scrolls. What are these? Ooh. Just random spell scrolls. I deal with magical stuff here and there. I even have some items. A couple of rings, wands. But I try to keep that. But I don't tend to sell them too much openly. Because, well, not dangerous for, like, normal people, you know? There is no deceit in his words whatsoever. He is genuinely concerned. He is genuinely concerned in case the wrong people buy his wares. What does some of your stuff do? Oh. Take this ring here. What's it do? Well, I don't think it'd be useful to you, but gives you the ability to cast a rather unfortunate spell as many times as you want. Unfortunate? It's not something that can harm people per se, but the nature of the spell, it's questionable at best. What spell? Spell. What was it called again? Right. Speak with Dead, I believe. Talis' ears perk up when she hears that. This is a ring that allows you to cast Speak with Dead? Yes. How does it work? Well, put it on and you can use Speak with Dead as many times as you want. With its normal limitations, of course. Can only be cast on a corpse once, and yeah. 5 questions, that's that. The goblin realizes he's explaining. Talis has sudden interest in the ring. Wait. Is the crime that's happening? Talis looks around. Not many citizens are paying attention. She looks back at the goblin and gives him a slight nod. Some of the color in the goblin's face drains. He grabs Talis' hand and places the ring in it. I doubt I was going to find a savory customer for this anyway. Free of charge. Good luck to you. My gift to your people in the city. Talis holds the ring in her hands. She nods. I'll do my best. If I see or hear anything, I'll let you know. Talis' head has a very powerful weapon to use for an investigation. As Talis walks around on a patrol, she heads back to the garrison. She orders the bodies of the victims to be transported to the garrison. Father Ignatius and the Free Women and the Free Sisters bring the bodies over. Is there any reason for the bodies to be here, Captain? I found something that might help the investigation, but it's a bit problematic in a sense. The Father Ignatius's brow twitches. Unsavory. It's an item that allows me to cast a necromancy spell on the corpses. He jolts at the words she said. Captain, that's foul magic, and it allows me to cast a spell that allows me to talk with them, ask questions. It's imperative for the investigation, but I thought it'd be less problematic if I did it in the garrison instead of in the church. I don't like this, Captain. Necromancy is a foul magic. Even if it's to help the case, this is horrid stuff. It could be considered blasphemy. Talis goes. And Talis' reply. I'm aware, Father Ignatius. But you have to admit, we're running out of clues. There's no witnesses to the crimes. Very well. I relent. Do what you must, Captain. I should at least remember that you're considerate enough not to do this in church grounds. Father, this is outrageous. It's necromancy. I don't care what kind of spell it is. It's disgusting. It's foul. Beatrice chimes in. I refuse to be a part of necromancy, Maureen chimes in. Sisters, if there's a chance that the killer will be caught, no matter how foul it is, it's best to work our best for the people, Eileen says. A cold sweat drops down Beatrice and Maureen's heads. Talis finds this suspicious. Please. Talis casts the Speak with Dead spell on Carl Westford. Do you know how you died? Stabbed, gutted like a fish. Do you know who killed you? No. All I know is that they were shorter than me. What led up to your death? Walking off hangover. Saw someone in the alley suspiciously. Can you think of anyone who would want you dead? No. Not wanting me dead, at least. Do you know of anyone else who would be targeted? No. The spell leaves his body. Talis goes to Wesley Riverford. Cast the spell on him. What happened at your manor before you died? I I was walking and there I saw my wife dead on the floor. I rushed to her side. It was then I felt a pain, a sharp pain on the back of my neck. I died then. Did you run into anyone on the way back home from the garrison? No. I was escorted by your guard, and when I got home, they left. That was all. Whereabouts did you find your wife's body? In her room, her private parlor. Was there any signs of anyone else in the house? No. No signs. Could you tell me anything about the killer? Do you know anything that could help? My wife was cut by a blade. Wesley then has the magic fade from his body. To the wife. Talis goes to the wife and casts the spell on her. Do you know how you died? It was sudden. I am there on the. I am in my parlor. Greeting a guest. They come at me with a blade. I didn't have time to react. Do you know who the killer is? They kept their face covered. As I was dying, they took the bottom part off and had a sickeningly wide smile on their face. They enjoyed the killing with sick glee. Talis thinks. How did they get into the house? I let them in. They said they were delivering something for my husband. They didn't want it to get wet. I figured it was important. So, I brought them to the parlor. What kind of blade was the murder weapon? Very small, almost like a dagger, but shorter. With a fine-edged blade. What kind of... Can you identify anything else about the killer? I couldn't hear their voice too well. I can make out the words, but not what kind of voice they had. It was muffled. But I'm pretty sure it was human. That is all I know. The magic leaves the body. Talis has got a general idea of what's happened. So a killer, a sadistic killer, gets a joy from murdering people. They used a very thin, small blade to commit the murders. This is trouble news, Father Ignatius says. As they're pondering this, a guard rushes into the room. Captain. What's wrong? What's happening? Southeast side of the city. We had expanded our search just to be sure. We found something troubling. What is it? We don't think Carl Westford was the first murder. Talis looks. What do you mean? Over by Dowrin Street. Dowrin Street? We tried looking at what's happening and talking to civilians. We knocked on the door of one of the houses and no one spoke up. All the residents of that house are dead. What? All of them. Yes, at least a few days out. Damn it. Well then, why didn't any of the neighbors realize this then? That's the worst part, man. You gotta come see this. The whole room, Talis, Father Ignatius, the sisters, Mauding, Beatrice, and Eileen, along with the guards, will rush to Dowden Street. There a number of bodies lie in the street outside of homes. All of Dowden Street has been murdered. The entire neighborhood, all the people in it, men, women, and children, all lie dead. Their houses covered in blood. Talis is dealing with a dangerous foe. She doesn't know who would be sick enough to do something like this. But she aims to find out. That's where we'll leave it this time around. See you next time on The Twisted Worlds.